Good evening, witches. I actually wanted to come back to you as well while I'm here, kind of like resetting everything. And I wanted to talk to you guys about, consecrating and charging your Athame. Um, this is a tricky subject for me to talk about because I have a little bit of a different outlook on an Athame than I think most witches or Wiccans would kind of see it at, or pagans in general that use Athames. You know, in Wicca, in some traditional forms of witchcraft, the athame is seen as a very masculine tool, where the chalice would be considered the feminine tool. Um, I see the athame as both. It's a double-sided blade. It's a double-edged blade, so it can be used for both energies. And essentially, most witches would say that they never ever use their athame to cut. I actually disagree with that. Reason being, historically, um, witches were not wealthy. They maybe could only afford one knife, or maybe they didn't even own a specific athame. They used their kitchen knife. So I feel like to have a boline, as well as an athame, as well as a knife to cut herbs or whatever it might be, it's not necessary. So I use my athame to prick my finger. I use it to sometimes cut string, ribbon, um, paper, whatever it might be that I need to cut, I kind of will with my Athame if I feel it's appropriate. Obviously, I use my best judgment. If I feel like it's going to ruin my blade, I'm not going to do it. But it kind of depends on what I'm using it for. I also, when I got my Athame, obviously I cleansed. I used sage and salt water to go ahead and cleanse my blade, and I wanted to charge it. So I took a white candle and I anointed the white candle with a blessing oil that I made myself, and I created a ritual. And essentially, the ritual is consecrating my blade and my athame to to do work for me. And to protect me, as well as to harness my energy and let me use it to direct. So let me see if I can get the lighting correct. If you look right there, you can see the very tip of my blade has been blackened. That's actually from the candle. Um, what I essentially will do is take my athame, consecrate it, lay my hands on it, feel it, embrace it, take it into myself, put my energy into it. Um, and then I use the white candle as the element of fire. Um, for me, fire is the ultimate masculine energy. Um, and water is a very feminine energy. So the salt water that I use to cleanse it added a feminine energy, where the fire is creating that masculine energy. And I held the tip of the athame into the flame and filled it with that energy and that intent until the flame had the tip of my athame glowing red hot. And for me, that was a signifier that somewhat it is done. Um, so I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. I think everyone's going to do it a little differently. Eventually, I want to get a metal inscriber, and I have some runes and some different like script that I can actually write on here, and it's actually a spell that keeps my athame charged and just really empowers it to do what I want it to do. So eventually, I would like to inscribe my blade with it as well. Um, I don't really feel the need to consistently cleanse and recharge my athame. I don't feel like um, it's used that much for me personally in such a way that it would require me to do so. So I just kind of wanted to talk about an athame. I know a lot of people have them. Definitely share your thoughts with me. I'd love to see some video responses from you guys talking about your athame and what you use it for. Um, Little side note, I do have a separate athame for major rituals. This is just my working altar athame, my personal one. If I'm doing rituals with others, or like big rituals outdoors that require, um, how do I want to put this? For me, something very elaborate or very showy is a tool for focus. So some of my candles I'll dress and make them look very, very rustic or showy, because it helps me focus my intent better. Um, so I do have a separate Athame that I use for major rituals like that. That is strictly just to help me further focus my intent with that one. And I did the same process to it, aside from the fire. Um, I typically do that in ritual quickly. So I just wanted to share that little insight on an Athame for you. Definitely let me know what you guys think. Share your insight with me. I'd love to hear about it from everyone's different points. Emma just informed me that we have the same Athame, so that's pretty cool. And I will talk to you guys soon. Blessed be.